Hello friends, welcome to my video presentation on the topic laboratory method. ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, ನಾವು ಈ ದಿವಸ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಾಲಯ ವಿಧಾನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Okay students, first tell me what do you mean by learning? As we already know that learning means modification of behavior. Then tell me how this behavior is modified. Mainly on the basis of experience, our behaviors will be modified. That means for every modification of behavior, the experiences are very essential. That means for successful learning, experiences are very essential. It is must. So even during the process of teaching learning, in what way we will provide an experiences to the students, based on that the learning will takes place. So here in this today's topic, it is mainly based on the provision of experiences. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅನುಭವ ನೀಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅನ್ನೋದರ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಲಿಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅದೇ ಕಲಿಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಧಾನಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಏನು ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನು ಅಂದರೆ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತಹ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀಡೋದು ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಆಧಾರವಾಗಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಈ ದಿವಸದ ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, we already know that the study of science can properly be applied to the laboratory study of the subject. That means the students should get the first-hand experiences. Then how you will provide an first-hand experiences? It is not that just only by giving lecture you can give a first-hand experiences. The students will get an experiences through an experiment. Then where you will conduct an experiment or where you will do the activity, directly the students will get an experiences on the laboratory tables. So this laboratory method highlights the importance of experiences. Then we know that nowadays the laboratory method is almost universally approved by the science teachers everywhere. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಾಲಯ ವಿಧಾನವು ಏನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನ ಅನುಮೋದಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಬಹುದು, ಬಳಸಬಹುದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ DV, ವೆಲ್ ನೋನ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನಿಸ್ಟ್, has pointed out that laboratory method has the advantage over classroom teaching in as much as the performance of an experiment entirely diverts the attention of the pupil from the thought he is studying. That means through an laboratory method or through an experiment, it diverts the attention of the pupil. That means it will increases the attention or interest. It will diverts the students' interest from listening to getting experiences, so that he will say that this laboratory method has more advantage over the classroom teaching. It increases the performance. Okay, so based on that, that means the intention of Professor DV is that using the laboratory method in the process of teaching and learning. Okay, so this laboratory method is one of the important method of teaching science, and it forms an integral part of effective science teaching. That means if you want to teach science subject, it becomes an integral part. Okay, and under this method, teachers encourages the students to derive various scientific laws and principles on their own by getting personally involved in the experiment work. It is not that only the students has to do the work, or the students has to conduct the experiment. Okay, yes, of course, the student will conduct the experiment, but on the guidance of the teacher should also involve in this process. The teacher has to encourage the students to derive various scientific laws and principle. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ವಿಧಾನಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಾಲಯ ವಿಧಾನ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ವಿಧಾನಗಳು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ ಕಲಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮುಖ ವಿಧಾನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿ ಬೋಧನೆಯ ಅವಿಭಾಜ್ಯ ಅಂಗವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್. ಈ ವಿಧಾನದ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಕಾರ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಮೂಲಕ ವಿವಿಧ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಕಾನೂನುಗಳೇನಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ತತ್ವಗಳೇನಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ತತ್ವವನ್ನ ಸ್ವತಃ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಪಡೆಯಲು ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಧಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. Then what do you mean by laboratory method? So laboratory method deals with first-hand experiences regarding materials or facts obtained from investigation or by conducting or by doing an experiment. That is experimentation. That means it provides and first-hand experiences to the students on what? Regarding various materials or fact which they have to study. How? By investigating or by conducting an experiment. Simply we can say that in the laboratory method, the learning will take place by conducting an experiment regarding to various learning facts. Okay, so this is about the laboratory method. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ತನಿಖೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಕರಿಬಹುದಾಗಿದೆ. ತನಿಖೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರಯೋಗದಿಂದ ಪಡೆದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಮೊದಲ ಅನುಭವಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದು ವ್ಯವಹರಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ see the features or characteristics of this laboratory method. The first character shows that we use this laboratory method, or this laboratory method will promote information acquisition through observation, experimental solution to problems guided by reflective thinking and acquisition of skill in manipulation. That means here the students will get, or the students will acquire an information regarding to particular concept. How? Through observation, by doing in experiments in the form of problems which help or which involve the reflecting thinking of the students and also acquisition of skills. That means the students will develop skills in various aspects. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಅವಲೋಕನದ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಸ್ವಾಧೀನವನ್ನ ಉತ್ತೇಜಿಸುತ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರತಿಫಲನಾತ್ಮಕ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕುಶಲತೆಯ ಸ್ವಾಧೀನದಿಂದ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಪಡೆದು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಿಂದ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಪಡೆದು ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಯೋಗಿಕ ಪರಿಹಾರವನ್ನ ಇದು ನೀಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಇದರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾದಂತಹ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾಗಿದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ಸ್ the students and opportunities to conduct or participate in original research and also develops skill in using laboratory equipment and instrument. Okay, if you use the demonstration method, only the teacher will conduct the experiment, so the students may not get an opportunity to develop their skill. So this laboratory method, if you involve the students in conducting the experiments, it will provide an opportunity to participate in original research. That means the students themselves, they will do an research in the form of conducting an experiment, and as well as it develops a skill which is very essential. Some of the times the students may not know how to read the readings. They cannot know how to measure the color solution and colorless solution. It is also a skill, observation skill. So various laboratory equipments are there. That will be, by using those equipments, the students will develop a skill of observation. And also another feature is that it enhances higher order thinking skills. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉನ್ನತ ಕ್ರಮ ಆಲೋಚನಾ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಇದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಅವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. It is very essential that we have to enhance the higher order thinking, or we should involve the students in higher order thinking skills. This laboratory method allows. Okay, and next let us see the major goals of laboratory works. ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾದಂತಹ ಗುರಿಗಳು ಏನಿದೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯೋಗಾಲಯ ವಿಧಾನದ್ದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. So first, teaching manuals and observation skills relevant to the subject. That means the teacher has to fulfill the teaching manuals and observational skills relevant to the subject. Okay, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದಂತ ಕೈಪಿಡಿಗಳೇನಿದೆ ಆ ಕೈಪಿಡಿಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ವೀಕ್ಷಣಾ ಕೌಶಲವನ್ನ ಕಲಿಸುವುದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ just to involve the students in using teaching manuals and also in developing observation skills. So that means it provides an opportunity to use the teaching manual. So always if you use old traditional method, the student may use teaching manuals or they may not use teaching manuals. That means manuals. Okay, and also they may not get observation. That means they may not develop the skill of observation. So this intention of this laboratory work is to use the manuals as well as observation skills. Then another goal is to improve understanding of methods of scientific inquiry. So it is also very essential. We have to involve the students in inquiry. How? By involving or by allowing the students to conduct an experiment. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ವಿಚಾರಣೆಯ ವಿಧಾನಗಳ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಇದು ಸುಧಾರಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. Okay, and also another goal of this laboratory work is developing problem solving and doing by self skills. So it is also very essential. We have to develop problem solving ability in the students. That means we have to initiate the students to solve the problem themselves. So this nature has to be developed. So this laboratory method will allow the students to develop problem solving ability among themselves. That means by doing themselves, the self skills will be developed through this laboratory method. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಪರಿಹಾರವನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಅವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ನರ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟಿವ್ attitude, which is essential, which will be helpful to a teacher. Okay, so this goal has been framed by keeping the teacher in the mind. The teacher should nurture his professionality. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕ ಒಂದೇ ತರನಾಗಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ದಿನಗಳು ಕಳೆದಂತೆ ಅವನು ತನ್ನ ವೃತ್ತಿಪರತೆಯನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಪೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ರಚನಾತ್ಮಕ ಮನೋಭಾವನೆ. ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ ದಿವಸ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳನ್ನ ಓದೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬೈ ಡಿಲಿವರಿಂಗ್ ಎ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ನೋ or just by lecture method, he cannot develop the constructive attitude. He has to involve in doing experiment, then only he will develop the constructive attitude. It also very essential for even for the students also. We have to develop the constructive attitude. How? By involving the students in the laboratory work. Then let us see the guidelines for using the laboratory method. So these things should be kept in mind while using the laboratory method. First, make use of the power of observation and reasoning. Okay, that means the teacher has to initiate the student to observe and they should give the reason. Okay, so that the students will develop the power of observation and reasoning. Okay, and next, the teacher has to manipulate learning equipments. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಸಲಕರಣೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕುಶಲತೆಯಿಂದ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗ ಡಿಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ನರ್ವ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ರಪ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೇವ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ರ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ the student should know how to use the learning equipments that should be handled carefully. Okay, and next, make use of reality to make learning easier and more permanent. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಲಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಸುಲಭ ಮತ್ತು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಶಾಶ್ವತಗೊಳಿಸಲು ವಾಸ್ತವವನ್ನ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. we should use the reality. Always we should not allow the students to imagine. Okay, and next, we should use the scientific attitudes. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಮನೋಧೋರಣೆಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಮನೋಧೋರಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸು ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಅಂಡ್ only if we have or the students have scientific attitudes, then only they will perform the experiments successfully or properly. Okay, so these are the some of the guidelines. And next, what is the teacher role or responsibility of a teacher? Let us see the responsibility of a teacher. So first, the teacher should specify objectives, why they are doing experiment or why they are conducting experiment, what is the intention. Next, the teacher should outline general plan of activities. The preparation is very important. If you do anything without preparation, what happens. So the teacher should outline what happens first, what the students has to do, how they have to conduct the experiment, what are the materials that they have to use, what are the materials which are available. So all these things should be planned. That means the teacher should outline a general plan of activities and also arrange for needed facilities. So what are the things which are essential, that should be arranged by a teacher. And also the teacher should provide necessary equipments, and also the teacher should prepare instructions. Okay, before commencement of an experiment, the teacher should give certain instructions. What that means, the do's and not to do's. What they have to do and what they should not do. That should be given information in the form of instructions. And also the teacher should plan for sequential learning experience. That means every activity should takes place in a ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್, ಹಂತ ಹಂತವಾಗಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಸೂಪರ್ವೈಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್. ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್, that should be observed by the teacher. And also the teacher should reinforce the students. That means the teacher has to motivate. Sometimes the students feel difficulty in performing an experiment, by that time even when I was studying in PU, really I was hesitated in touching the frog in the laboratory, biology laboratory. By that time my teacher has initiated or motivated me that nothing will happen, you touch it, you feel it. So in that way the teacher has to reinforce the students. And also always the teacher should make self available. That means it is not that, okay, let us start the experiment, okay students, you do the experiment, I will see you after completion of the experiment. No, it should not done. Always the teacher should be in front of the students and he has to observe, because sometimes any doubts may arise or the students may feel difficulty in performing the experiment. By that time the teacher should be available, so he should be self available. And also as much as possible, or at the end the teacher has to summarize, and the teacher has to show respect for the student. And also the teacher should consider individual difference, which is very essential. And also the teacher will have to help every student, and he should move from simple to complex, and he should familiarize the student with the situation, and he should encourage each student to act independently. It is not that you have to perform an experiment in a group. No, you have to do independently. You should also learn. In that way the teacher has to encourage each student to act independently. So in this way the teacher has to perform his role. So these are some of the responsibilities of the teacher, which is very essential. Now let us see the advantages or merits of this laboratory method. The first thing is that, as you know, that it is laboratory method is based on the principle of learning by doing, which is very essential. The students learn by doing and come in contact with raw data or materials object in teaching learning process. That means ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ತನ್ನಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನೇ ಕಲಿಯುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ತನ್ನ ಮೂಲಕ ಕಲಿಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅವನು ಬೋಧನಾ ಕಲಿಕಾ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಚ್ಚಾ ಡೇಟಾ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಥವಾ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಸಂಪರ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರಾ ಡಾಟಾ. ಓಕೆ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ about different learning aspects or concepts, because the students will learn by doing, they learn themselves. Okay, and it will develop the power of observation and reasoning. Okay, they will give the reason why this litmus paper turn red into blue or blue into red. They will give the reason. They will develop an ability to give the reason. So why? Because they will develop the power of observation. They will observe the changes which will occur while conducting an experiment. Okay, and it will develop the scientific attitudes. So it is very essential. Okay, and also it gives an understanding of what research is and how to apply the scientific method of research. Andre they will come to know that means the student will come to know about what you mean by research. Andre ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಎಂದರೇನು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಗೆ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ವಿಧಾನವನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಅನ್ವಯಿಸಬಹುದು ಎಂಬುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಇದು ಮೂಡಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. The students will come to know how this scientific method can be applied to research. Okay, and it will give training in organizing data gathered from real materials object and how these objects are manipulated to attain the objectives of learning. So it will give some training to organize the data gathered from real materials. So ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಕಾಕ್ರೋಚ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಇದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಡಿಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಆಗ ಒಂದು he will able to get the data by observing the real materials or by training ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೈಜ ವಸ್ತುವಿನಿಂದ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಲಾದಂಥ ದತ್ತಾಂಶವನ್ನು ಸಂಘಟಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಲು ಈ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಕುಶಲತೆಯಿಂದ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಎಂಬುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಧಾನ ತರಬೇತಿಯನ್ನ ನೀಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ another advantage of this method is the science students come in contact with real life situations. It can be a preparation for solving real life problems. ಈಗ sometimes for example in your home sometimes your parents will keep any salt water in a utensils for long time. After long time you will observe that there will be rust. If the students know about the scientific attitude, or if they have scientific attitude, he will convince his parents about the reason why there is a change in their utensils, because the students will able to know about the reactions of various chemicals. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ನಿಜ ಜೀವನದ ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಬರುವುದರಿಂದ ಇದು ನಿಜ ಜೀವನದ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನ ಪರಿಹರಿಸಲು ಒಂದು ಸಿದ್ಧತೆ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಸೊ these are some of the advantages of these laboratory methods. And next, let us see few disadvantages or demerits or limitations of this laboratory method. First one, it is an uneconomical way of learning in time and material. Yes, in some schools or in some aspect it is uneconomical, because to conduct the experiment much time is needed, and various or so many materials are required. Our country is a poor country, and majority of the schools may not able to fulfill in acquisition of those materials, and also it is time consuming. Okay, and next, it does give much training in verbal expression, and when the time equipment is used, most of the time it becomes mechanical, that is used without much thinking anymore. That means the learning will become mechanical. Okay, because sometimes it needs much training. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೌಖಿಕ ಅಭಿವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ತರಬೇತಿಯನ್ನ ನೀಡುತ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಸಮಯದ ಸಲಕರಣೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿದಾಗ ಇದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸಮಯ, ಅದರ ಬಳಕೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾಂತ್ರಿಕವಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಅವರು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಯೋಚಿಸದೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಇದನ್ನ ಬಳಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಣಾಮಕಾರಿಯಾದಂಥ ಪರಿಣಾಮವನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನ ನೀಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂ limitations of this laboratory method. Okay, although there is advantages and disadvantages of this laboratory method, we can make use of best. Let us summarize. So laboratory work is undoubtedly of value in the cultivation of the mind. It brings the teacher and the thought in close contact, and thus the personality of the teacher influences the character of the pupil. In the laboratory, the pupil is free to work in accordance with his conception, and there is no bondage of authority. They independently they will do the work. And in order to achieve our aim of science teaching, we should not make one or the other method to be the end in itself. For as we have discussed, that with all good points, each of the methods of teaching science is incomplete in itself. The classroom work should be adjusted around the laboratory work. That means we cannot I'm not told in the disadvantage, it is also one of the disadvantage. It cannot be, laboratory method cannot be used for all topics or all the subjects. In some subjects or some concepts can be theoretically taught in all the, and it is also time consuming. The easily we cannot cover the syllabus. As and when possible, to deliver some of the concepts, we can make best use of this laboratory method in a proper way. Hope you have understood. Thank you very much, students. If you people have any doubts, you can contact me by using my numbers, or you can contact me even through some of the social medias. Okay, let us meet in next video. Until that, goodbye. Thank you.